Hi, I'm Rich Isett with Papé Machinery. Today, I'd like to speak to you about our 320P Backhoe. Starting on the right-hand side of the machine, you'll see we have the cab air filter conveniently located on the outside of the actual cab. The reason for this is as you take it out to clean it, we don't want to be spilling dirt and dust all over the interior. This is conveniently located on the outside. Open up, remove it, clean it out, pop it back in for good filtration. Moving forward, you're going to see large panel doors on both the left and right hand side of the backhoe. This is great for getting in and out. Whatever way the machine is facing in traffic, your operator can safely exit the machine or enter it. Gives you two options, just more versatility out there. Common theme with John Deere is ground level service, ground level fueling. That's continued on the 320P model. You'll see ground level def fuel, ground level fuel, hydraulic sight gauge with hydraulic fill located directly above it. Looking at the hood on the 320P, you'll see it's a three-piece design. The thought behind this is if there's any damage that happens to one panel, rather than having to replace the entire hood, you can just replace the individual section that was damaged. Looking at the front of the 320P, the first thing you'll notice is the low knee design on the backhoe boom. This is going to give the operator great visibility from the cab down to their bucket and attachments. Regarding buckets, you'll see this machine is configured with a multi-purpose bucket, more commonly known as a 4-in-1 bucket. Again, this bucket adds great versatility, especially if you need to grab any material or backblade anything. The machine is also available with your standard GP, general purpose bucket. Looking at the coupler systems, you'll see this is set up with a John Deere coupler system. The neat feature about this is it is compatible with Cat IT attachments. So you can take this John Deere and run any Cat attachments that might be in your fleet on this machine. It's also backwards compatible with legacy attachments for John Deere and legacy machines, that being our previous models released. We have a single boom cylinder design on our backhoes. That includes an oil impregnated bushing right here. So why is there no grease zerg? The simple answer is because we didn't want to create mess. As the boom goes up and down, it goes over the hood of the machine, and with a grease zerg, you'd be prone to spilling grease on the hood, it getting smeared. Cleaner, simpler design. John Deere went with an oil impregnated bushing right there. One thing I want to point out on the 320P axles is that these are completely sealed. That means there is no service or maintenance required. There's no breathers in them. This offers great reliability to our product out in the field. Another feature on the axle, these come with mechanical front wheel drive with limited slip. This is true four-wheel drive power to the 320P. That means as you get in that thick mud or debris and you're cranking the wheels left and right, you're not going to lose power to the inside wheel on the turn. You're going to have true traction and power put to all four wheels to get you out of that sticky situation. Looking at the grill on the 320P, we have two options from the factory. The first is your standard grill. The second is a heavy-duty grill for more abrasive or physical applications. You also have the ability to put a bumper kit installed on the front for any truck loading, just to give you added protection so your operator gets too close, you're not going to put a hole in the grill. Another neat feature, to access the coolers behind this, simply gun off these 4 bolts. The grill releases and you have access to clear everything out with your air wand. To elaborate more on cleaning the coolers behind the grill, once you have removed those 4 bolts and the front grill itself, you'll notice John Deere has installed these latches right here. These allow for you to unhinge and swing out each cooler that's stacked in the front, so you can take an air wand to each, blow them out, keep them clean, keep your fluids cool. Looking at the right-hand side of the machine, you'll see we have access to all of our filters, including our air filters. This again plays on the common core concept of John Deere, which is ground level service and ease of access to your filters and daily maintenance. Moving to the left-hand side of the machine, again, you'll see 2 clips, just as we had on the right-hand side. That allows you to free up your coolers once the grill is removed to blow them out. Now, the John Deere 320P is powered by John Deere's new PowerTech EWL engine. This is a 113 horsepower engine to the machine. Neat features on the new John Deere EWL, we were able to remove the diesel particulate filter and the EGR, the exhaust gas recirculator. Why is this significant? Well, it just means less emission components on the machine. Looking at the storage compartment on the left-hand side of the machine, this is much more than just a toolbox. In here you'll find your dual batteries, along with your master disconnect, jump post should you have to jump the machine, as well as a block heater. This is all included from the factory when you order this option. Moving to the rear of the machine, you'll see our stabilizer pads come with two options from the factory. You have your standard street pads and a heavy duty street pad, which is compressed of individual pieces of rubber. For those of you operating more in the dirt, simply swap the pad to get some blades into the soft ground. Now, the 320P comes with a PCLS hydraulic system. This stands for Pressure-compensated load sensing. Now, what the PCLS system means for our operators is smoother, more responsive machine controls at any engine RPM level. An option on the 320P is the heavy lift option. What this is going to do is it gives you a larger rear structure, but also a larger rear boom cylinder. This is giving you about 25% more power than a standard boom setup. Also, you have the heavy lift mode. This is only available on PCLS machines, but with the heavy lift mode, the 320P becomes a craning monster, giving it an additional 15% of lift capacity by isolating the hydraulics towards the rear of the machine. We'll show you how that works in the cab. Another neat feature on the 320P, you will see that it is configured with a boom protection plate. Now this is a must-have for anybody running a breaker or any work around concrete. It's going to keep your actual structure, your boom, safe and sound by any residual damage being absorbed by the boom protection plate itself. Going towards the rear of the machine, you'll see this is equipped with a John Deere manual quick coupler. Now we have various options from the factory beyond just this. You have a multi-brand that would allow you to pick up Case, Cat, and various models throughout. You also have a hydraulic pin grabbing quick coupler, which would allow your operator to switch attachments and buckets from the convenience of the cab. Or if you're not swapping out buckets routinely, you can go for your standard pin on. A relatively new feature for John Deere is the addition of the thumb option for our backhoes. Now this machine is not configured with it as you see, but we do have the ability to add these through the factory or through field kits. In order to add this, the machine is required to have two-way auxiliary hydraulic functions. Moving on to the cab for the 320P, you'll see John Deere has done a great job giving the operator optimal space. Not only do I have great visibility to the side of my buckets, my tires, and out the back to my backhoe, but I can get in and out of the vehicle on the left or right hand side, making egress, ingress simple from either side. The steering console itself is adjustable. Bring this down, put it in place. Again, comfortable operator is a productive operator, and John Deere really focused on that with not only the steering console, not only the storage, but also the clearance to swing without racking your knees on anything. Left of the steering wheel, you have your forward, neutral, and reverse lever. This allows you to put it in first, second, third, or drive. The John Deere 320P has a top speed of 25 miles per hour. And in case anyone is wondering, four-wheel drive will automatically disengage once you go above third gear. The right-hand side of the machine has your windshield washers, lights, and blinkers, while the right-hand side has the joystick with multi-functioning buttons. On the right-hand side of the machine, you'll see our sealed switch module. This again comes with ride control, auto ride, a pattern changer, which allows you to switch from backhoe to excavator controls and vice versa, or more commonly known in our industry as John Deere and Cat controls. You have the ability to turn on lights, to enter the lift mode I'd mentioned earlier, as well as precision mode. Now what this allows you to do is take any material that you're craning or that you need to put in a specific position and be very precise with your movements. It pretty much meters down the hydraulic response so you don't have any jerkiness, focused more on slow and smooth rather than power. This is a great option when you're working up against any structures or any sensitive materials. The 320P with lift mode is a very powerful machine, but with the addition of precision mode, you've taken that powerful machine and made it surgical. All of the buttons included on the seal switch module and their functions are explained on a decal located right above it in the cab. This means the operators don't have to be worried about memorizing all of the features and functions. If they have a question, they can look at the decal for reference. Other features below the SSM, you have four-wheel drive. Simply push this button, you'll see the green light engage, indicating four-wheel drive is engaged. And then to turn it off, simply hit the off button on the lower portion of the rocker. Now we've already talked about the momentary four-wheel drive on the front of the joystick. This would be for continuous four-wheel drive for longer periods. Next to that is the air ride seat, allowing you to go up and down. Windshield washers, and then your climate control. Inside of the actual dash, you have the ability to see trouble codes, which allows us to do diagnostics, as well as go in and engage auto ride, setting the parameters for speed, as well as other key machine functions, such as setting a machine code for security, setting auto idle, or auto shutdown. To display ride control and its benefit to the operator, I'm going to raise the boom up. Now you'll see this go up. Now ride control is off. Watch how the boom responds as I lower this incrementally. You'll see that's a lot of movement, a lot of shaking in the machine. That's not ideal if you have any material in the bucket, as you're probably going to be spilling that on the roadway. It's also not very comfortable for your operator and not great for the pins and bushings on your machine. Now, let's do that again with ride control engaged. So you see, the bucket goes down and up as ride control absorbs some of that shock. Looking at the right-hand joystick inside the cab, you'll see you have a proportional roller along with 3 buttons. The proportional roller is for your 4-in-1 bucket or any attachment you're running on the front using auxiliary hydraulic fluid. Simply roll the lever to get as much response as you want. Roll it quickly or slowly or incrementally to open and close the bucket. Again, the response of the attachment or bucket is going to be proportional to your thumb movement. On the front of this, by your index finger, you'll find a momentary 4-wheel drive button. For any situations where you might be stuck or getting into a pile and you just need more tractive effort on the ground, push this button for momentary 4-wheel drive. The top 2 buttons are for clutch disconnect in case you come up to a truck and want to increase your RPMs, or for downshifting and shifting up on the transmission. The idea behind this is the operator has one hand on the wheel and one hand on the joystick, and he should be able to do everything he needs from the operator seat without removing either. Now, for the 4-in-1 bucket, you'll see I'd come up. As I mentioned, it is a proportional roller, so as I roll forward, the bucket will go forward and open. As I pull it back, the bucket will close. Again, the response of the bucket will be proportional to your movement on the roller. For the rear backhoe controls, simply sit down, pull back your lap bars, engage the hydraulics on the rear with this rocker switch. You'll see a green light come up indicating the joysticks are live, and you have full operation of the unit. As I stated earlier, the extendahoe is controlled by this proportional roller on the right, with any attachments being controlled by the left roller. Looking at the backhoe portion of the machine, I'd first like to point out the extendahoe feature on this 320P. Now, this can be ordered from the factory with a standard boom, rear boom, or extendahoe. If you do opt for the extendahoe, it's going to give you great additional length, making the machine even more versatile. The extendahoe is controlled by the proportional roller on the right-hand joystick in the cab. Simply roll it forward to push the boom out, pull it back to suck it back in. The RPMs will affect how quickly it goes out and retracts. The left-hand joystick on the machine would be for any attachments you're running, whether this is a hammer, auger, compactor, hydraulic thumb, whatever you are running as the attachment on the backhoe, also controlled by the proportional roller. This is a nice feature compared to the old foot console that we used to deal with. Thank you for your time today. If you have any other questions about the 320P that we didn't cover in the video, please leave it in a comment below. Otherwise, for pricing and availability, please reach out to your local Papé machinery. And please, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for future content coming out. I'm Rich Isett. I'll see you next time. Hi, I'm Rich Isett. Started working for Papé in 2012 as a management trainee. I've been with the company for over 11 years now. It's a great company to work for. I love the people in our industry, and I love our industry in whole. It's a pleasure to be a part of it.